I'm Eric Roberts, and this is a legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
You know, I'm just going to add everybody to the stage right now because let me go ahead and take my lickings right now. Let me go ahead and make a confession. We started the show just a little bit earlier, and actually we kind of started at about the 5 to the 7 minute after. And then I started running the things, the videos and everything like that. And good Tom sent me a message going like, I don't see anything on YouTube. And I was freaking out. I'm just like, well, wait a minute. Everything but YouTube's working? That can't be right. I'm just like, I was checking everything, like checking all the connections. And lo and behold, where you see all the connections for all the platforms, on the far right-hand side, it said go live. And I'm like, I thought I hit that damn button. Oh, God. We saw the entire intro for this episode, and you didn't. So I'm so glad that everybody's on the YouTube channel, because it's like everybody's on YouTube. I'm just like, damn, they're not going to see it. But everybody, run to Facebook, whether you like it or not. It's going to be so.
That's why I was watching the comments. I'm like, everyone like the Master was in there. I thought Gremlins.
I'm Eric Roberts, and this is a legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
That guy, the Master. Yeah. We have an episode about the Master. Everything goes wicked. So, without further ado, let's go for the intros. I've got everybody on screen.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and start clockwise. We got the Reverend Amagon. Spill the Geek Tea, and check him out on the YouTube channel. How you doing there, Rev?
It wasn't me.
I shut up.
I could have, but I didn't. It wasn't me.
It's just like, this is what I don't have Dave or somebody to pilot me in there. I'm just like, oh boy.
You've given me authorization. I could do it.
I know. I just hadn't. I was just like, you know what? I've already got it situated and everything. It should be fine there. Speaking of everything's going to be fine, we're going to bring in the lovely Gadget.
Hi, guys. Yeah, it's been crazy, but you know, midnight sun here or whatever.
That's a nice background. I like that. I really like that.
Found that on Amazon. I was shocked.
I think I'm just being self-centered because I'm a chink. Anyway, my Asian talking out there. But I love the background out there. Speaking of leveling in the background, I told you we're going clockwise. Hey. Mark Muncie from Erie Travels. How you doing?
Hi, gang. Yeah, good to see y'all. Glad to be back. It's crazy times. So we're doing the Georgia Bigfoot Festival this weekend. So anybody near Atlanta, we're at Demarest, Georgia at Piedmont University. So love to see y'all there. Feel free to bring some Doctor Who to some Bigfoot people. So
I'm going to ask you a quick question, Mike. Do you believe that there's skunk ache out there?
Yeah, definitely. I've talked to way too many people who've seen it and would never make up a story in their life and all that. I've talked to police officers, military, serious hunters who have seen some strange things out there that they can't explain. So I don't know whether it's Bigfoot, Sasquatch, skunk ape, whatever you want to call it.
What is a skunk?
Johnny,
they smell bad. Florida can't name anything good. Right?
Okay.
Florida, he's called the skunk.
I get the Jersey Devil, and you guys get all this stuff.
We get stupid stuff down here. So, but these people they've got some they've seen some strange stuff, and it's affected their lives. So yeah, I believe it.
It smells like a good night's sleep with Amber Heard. That's all I'm going to say on that.
There you go.
I didn't want to segue with that, but David, there you go. That's what I'm gonna have to use.
Indeed. Thank you. Glad to be here. That's about all I got to say for right now. Yeah.
That's right. CrossingTheThemes.wordpress.com. Check them out. David, how you doing there?
Oh, sporadic. I occasionally update. You know, when the stars align.
Uh-huh.
That's about it.
You really got nothing to say on
this. I am awake. I have pants on. My potential has been realized for the day. So
you have pants on?
That's optional, and I want a shirt with that phrase on it.
Yeah.
See, we got all these cool ones we can put on, you know?
Everything's optional out there, and we say hello. Everybody's saying hello to everybody. Make sure you say hello. Don't forget to subscribe, share. And
everyone likes Mark's shirt.
Tonight,
hey, I said, you write a few spooky books about Florida, the algorithm finds you very quickly. So yeah,
apparently your dress sense there.
Hey, I was gonna do my master cosplay I did a few years ago, but I did not have time to get it together. So my apologies.
No worries out there. Again, folks, tonight, don't forget to put your into your chats. We are going to be there. The whole thing spawned on by, there's so many rumors and speculations now on Doctor Who. I'm over it. I'm just like, I'm waiting for people to say it out of the horse's mouth, whether we still have the current Doctor, or we still have the current showrunner. But one of those rumors that popped out over there, and I wanted to explore because we did it last year. And what's David call? I call it March Madness. The Master.
Master.
Yeah, he calls it the March of the Masters. March of the Masters.
Masters.
You know, I need to get a copywritten or written down somewhere out there. So everybody say hello. Thank you for joining us tonight, The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Again, let me go ahead and just reiterate what we're going to be doing tonight. We're going to be exploring who could be the next master. As soon as I posted out on the Facebook, everybody went completely nuts. They were already talking about,
I was looking at that. That was weird.
Yeah, and I'm going to repeat some of the things I said. Actually, some of the entries we got from Facebook are going to be in the show. If we have time, we're going to bring it up. And don't forget, you guys put your suggestions on who the next master could be and why. Put them in the chats, and we will read them off to you as soon as we get there. So, without further ado, speaking of which, because I have I need Dave back.
Christian, the master of the segues there. So.
Masters of segues. So speaking of which, here we go with the Who Knew News, because I got nothing better to say.
Okay.
And now you can be front.
I know we're gonna wing the news because right now I have them in order on my screen of how everything is. So I'm hoping the pictures match up and everything. But I wanted to start with the birthdays because the birthday that we posted about was for, and I cannot pronounce his last name, is Alan. Is it Tudyk? All right. He's 54 years old, and most of you know him for his new one where he's the alien in like the town in Alaska. Is it Alaska? I'm trying to remember because I really don't get to see most of it. Yeah, and he's just basically, I know him from voice work. I mean, there was other things, but he is a bright 54 years old today and everything.
I think he's completely underrated as an actor.
Yeah, he is. He should be doing more stuff, but he is so versatile. It's hysterical.
He actually does a lot of stuff that you don't even realize it's him. That's the beauty of him. So my favorite is there was a bit where they were very happy about Moana being the #1 movie, and Jewel Staite from Firefly was like, "I love this movie. This was great." And Alan Tudyk's like, "Thank you." And she's like, "You were in that?" She's like, "Oh my God, you were the damn chicken, weren't you?"
Like people don't realize and everything. It's like he's like the coolest, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I'm wondering if he could be a master too.
He's a big nerd too. When he was doing the series Con Man with Nathan Fillion, they were kickstarting that, and he was at MegaCon and doing all the rounds and everything. And if you kickstarted while he was there, he would call your loved one and tell them that Wash was still alive from Firefly.
He's in the spin-off.
Everyone was upset about that part of the episode. Yeah,
I'm a leaf in the wind.
Yeah,
so good.
Because our other River's in that too.
So happy birthday, Alan! I affectionately called it the Hugh Laurie effect, where Hugh Laurie's been in every freaking movie that's been out there. You just don't know which one. Stuart Little,
101 Dalmatians,
right? And then he finally got his role in the House, which made him astronomical. But I mean, he was always that minor character.
Wasn't he Blackadder?
He was. All Blackadder. Yeah, he was the
all but the first one.
Yeah.
So Alan Tudyk's one of those guys that just like he's off the radar. He doesn't get as much attention. Then somebody told me who AA was. I was like, yeah, it had to be Alan Tudyk. There's no other person that can actually take that on.
I do wonder how Disney chose him to be like what they were going for obviously was they wanted to have a John Ratzenberger for their Disney line. Like John Ratzenberger has been in almost every Pixar movie in a minor role.
Right.
And I always wondered why Alan Tudyk? Why was he the one that they picked for the Disney?
Because he's in freaking everything.
Well,
keep it going.
Because Tucker and Dale versus Evil. That was it.
I mean, see, that's my favorite Alan Tudyk movie, so I'm on board with the theory.
Yep. They saw that. They said, give this man an Oscar right now. Put him in everything. So
actually, my first movie and the movie I still like him in the best, 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was the one, and I was like, that guy is funny as heck. I was just like, I want to see where this guy goes.
God is my witness, I don't remember.
Some of the voices on the new Creature Commandos. He's Dr. Phosphorus, which is amazing. And but then he's also in the Harley Quinn show as Clayface and Joker. So yeah,
that's the versatile there. What you could do both and everything.
One of my favorites is the Joker. He has the best line ever when they finally pull off the mask and they figure out it's Bruce Wayne. He's like, Bruce Wayne, you're Bruce Wayne. He's like, Bruce, I pre-ordered my flying car 4 years ago. Where the hell's my flying car, Bruce?
Mark,
shut it.
Technically, we were supposed to. They did make one. You saw it. It flies, sort of. Yeah. But also now we're going to segue into someone will be at London Film and Comic-Con this coming. I'm going to make sure I got the dates right because I'm hoping he does not cancel. John Barrowman. I can't do it. I cannot do it. Kill me, guy. He's going to kill me. He always does.
John Barrowman. That's fine.
Barrowman. And he will be at London Film and Comic-Con. And I'm trying to get the correct date because they keep changing something real quick. But also Colin Baker will be there, as well as our own second companion for Nishuti Varada. I can't do it. She's going to kill me.
I'm having trouble, I'll admit.
Yeah. She's also going to be there as well. And it looks like they're doing the Doctor Who lineup with a standard photo shoot and everything. But to see John come back, I'm wondering how our new companion will react to him as well, if she ever meets up with him at the convention. Because that would be an interesting topic of like, oh, I knew the Doctor when it was this, and oh, I'm knowing now I have this, the conversations they would have.
I should have this memorized.
John's character with Nishuti right now and have their collabs that they have.
I should know this by heart, and I can't figure it out for the life of me. If anybody wants to put the name of the current companion in the chats, I would appreciate that. Mark says, last time I saw John Barrowman at LFCC, he was holding my hand. I don't want to know. I really don't want to.
It's going to take place on Saturday, the 5th and Sunday, the 6th of July this year and everything. So if you want to get tickets now and everything, but I'm looking at the guest list, and so far it's a few doctors. It's very interesting and stuff. They even have some Star Wars and some Harry Potter, and they even have Brian Blessed in it from Flash Gordon, and I'm trying to see who else is coming. Oh, Steph Whaley is going to be there. The one that was just in him in the Christmas special with him with Nishuti. That is not bad. So basically, you're getting some season 1 Doctor's episode companions or supposed companions in that con. So I think that's worth the money and everything to go see everybody, especially with John being there. I would love to see what happens. That would be like the coolest event.
Trust me, timescales. You don't want me to stand up at this one.
I would go for Brian Blessed because the man's 86, and he's still doing these cons. Man, that's fantastic. So,
and then speaking of other cons, we have our own McNeese. Ian McNeese will be at the Crown Plaza, Minneapolis West Quantum Con. I'm trying to get the date correct for this one too. May 16th through 18th, 2025. And he is, I'm trying to see how they have him as the spotlight guest. So he has been their guest of honor and everything. So I would get tickets for that too as well before they sell out, because it's rare to see Ian here in the States and everything. And I was wondering if that was he was trying to hint towards at the other show and everything. But give love to him and give him a big hug, because he does deserve it. He is the sweetest person going.
Yes, I love Ian McNeese. I mean, I've never met him, but I love his work.
Did you see the last episode, David?
No.
Our tribute to Simon. He was on it.
Of course, yes.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the.
I have not watched. Yeah, no, I've been busy with stuff.
No, that's Virata Sethu. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate that. Virata Sethu. And if I'm saying that wrong,
that's why I want to not butcher it on her and everything, because unless she tells us how to say it, and everything.
It took me forever to get past Shooty with an NC in the front. Okay.
Yeah. And I see how I do it with the N, because I can't do it because of my stuttering and everything. So I always say it like that, and it's always messing up. That's why I don't want to mess up names.
Well, then his mom told him that he'd been pronouncing it wrong, so you were fine.
Oh, okay. I'm like, everybody's messing it up.
Like, his mom told him, "No, your name is Inshuti."
Because right now it's like we don't know how to say his name, how to say her name, and hopefully this season it does show potential, but we don't know if we're getting a third, with that. So we'll find out later and everything on that one. But speaking of showrunners and everything, there was an episode on David Tennant's does a podcast with, and this time it was Russell T. Davis, and they were talking about how he got the job as the Doctor and everything. And it was hysterical because it was like, he said, "Oh, I like this," and everything. He was showing all the runs of Christopher's, and he goes, "How would you like to do it?" And he's like, "What?" and everything. And that's how he ended up being the Doctor. It was just like, "Oh, we like you. Let's have you come on." It's funny. It's everything. And his podcast is really cool too, because he was talking with his co-star from DuckTales. He was talking with others. I think the last one was Stanley Tucci. And you can always see it on YouTube also as well, because that's how I found some of them, because I do have them on Spotify. But when you have to have a subscription, you don't get all the episodes, but YouTube is airing them as well. And it's called David Tennant does a podcast with, and then you just pick whatever one was available at the time. But it's pretty good. It's getting good in the ratings and everything.
And he's had Jodie Whittaker on. I can't think off the top of my head, but I know he's had a few people on there, some famous people, of course. It was like
I said, the most recent is Stanley Tucci. So if you guys are a Stanley Tucci fan, you can sit and listen to the podcast.
David, get off my lawn, okay? It's only one room for one David, Doctor Who podcaster, and that's me. Freak.
Well, if he's at Stanley Tucci, it's not Doctor Who. So there you go.
And then we also had Alex Storer of Light Dreams and everything. It was signing for, and I got to remember the book, Tesla's publishing company, all his books, The Evolution of the Toy Dalek. And you can also get them. They're available now, signed copies at teslos.co.uk. And basically, Really nice guy and everything. And the book is really cool. I got to see a few pictures of it from other posts that people have bought it and everything. Really nice book and everything. It shows all the toys that I've never seen and everything, and some that I would never have guessed were like the impressions of the Daleks and everything and stuff based on like sales and stuff. Yeah. So it's a really good book and everything. And he's also done other Doctor Who covers, as well as he has his own music and everything. So really nice guy to check out. He's on Instagram, Facebook, and everything. But I would pick up the book because it really looked good and everything and stuff. And if you're definitely a Doctor Who fan or a Dalek fan, this one's for you.
Cool beans. And I don't mean to correct you, Gadget.
If I said it right.
No, it's Telos. It's the if it helps in any way, it's the Cyberman home planet. No. No. It's the one. Which one is it?
Tomb of Cybermen.
Tomb of the Cybermen. Sorry, two of them.
Oh, okay.
Took over.
Tell and us. So tell us.
Yes.
Tell us.
Okay.
Tell us what happened. Tell us what happened.
Okay.
Took my word.
And everything. Yeah.
So,
see, that's why I love this channel. You don't care about my learning ability.
I'm not gonna criticize. We're here to help.
I know most people like to criticize people like us and everything, but this is, like I said, you guys, this place is the best.
We ain't gonna do it. So
everything. And then we have a special announcement. We have been officially, is that how I'm going to say it, Christian? Officially? Officially. We will be at Space Coast Comic-Con this coming, I'm trying to make sure I get this right. What's the dates for it again? Because they just posted a different new date. That's why.
No, that's fine. I'll pull it up right now. I know it's in June. It's the middle of June. And
they said they have June 14th and 15th, but I thought there was a third day. That's why I wanted to make sure.
No, it's only 2 days.
It is only 2 days? Okay, so I thought they were doing a preview night and everything. So it is June 14th and 15th because there was like a glitch right there when I was reading it. So I thought they were doing you guys like they do a preview night and then the 2 days and everything. No. But we have been asked to come back to that, and I hope you guys get the tickets for that too, because I really want to see more companions with these pictures. I'm checking, make sure there's nothing else that they're mentioning on the Comic-Con and everything. Yep. No, they're just telling everybody, get your tickets as soon as you can. And it's June 14th and 15th.
Yeah. And so it's for the Wickham Park Community Center. I'm doing this from memory.
Yeah.
And it's a nice location. And who knows, we may have some Daleks show up. I'm just saying.
They said it's in Melbourne, Florida.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not the one in Australia.
Love that con.
It's just funny. My background matches the background color of that. That's cool.
It's so pretty.
But yep, that's our news for now and everything. But like Christian said, if you got your master, put it into the chats and everything. And hopefully the only thing we were missing, there was not really anybody that passed recently, technically, because I'm still researching one and everything, because there's too many other sites that don't have it listed that I trust, you know. But if it is this person, it's very sad because it's a show I used to watch when I was younger, and they were a writer for it.
We're going to go over our masters, and then in the meantime, while we run the commercial breaks, we'll go over your masters. We're going to start off with Mr. Mark Muncy. And again, if you haven't had a chance, please check out our previous show, our tribute to Simon Fisher Becker, who passed away. And we're definitely going to miss him, but he's been on many episodes. We've interviewed him for all 4 of his books. If you want to check out, he has on our YouTube channel, only exclusive to our YouTube channel, Simon Says Sci-Fi. If you want to check out his works, his take on everything, I should say, during that time, and see what a brilliant man and just a funny and friendly man he was. And again, check out our last episode where we gave a tribute to Simon, and we're going to miss him dearly, but he will always be part of the legend. In the meantime, we're going to go to commercial break. When we come back, we're going to do who could be the next master when we return. And they're pretty much some interesting picks that we got out here, but we'll be back. So stay logged on, stay tuned in, as Garrett says. We'll be back.
I'm author Mark Muncy.
And I'm author Erica Lance.
And this is Eerie Travels.
Greetings, travelers. Join us as we travel through folklore, myths, monsters, legends, and dark history.
Now, we'll be your guide to the spooky side of reality as we discuss cryptids, paranormal, and all things preternatural.
Sometimes we find the truth is way scarier than fiction.
We're on twice a week on your favorite podcast platforms, including iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, and YouTube.
We have amazing guests from all of the areas of the strange and unusual, including witnesses, investigators, and more.
Yeah, with Erica's curiosity and ridiculous array of pop culture and true crime knowledge.
And Mark's decades of experience diving into folklore and the legends with the truth that's behind them.
Yeah, so join us, travelers, as we take you to the edge of reality, and we'll see you on the other side.
We are a touring acoustic duo crashing kitchens around the country. We go from house to house every Friday night and we create music, we create food, a good time, we stream it live and we do it for free. So now we're just really kind of like trying to develop it and build a community group that people believe in, then they'll help us. So we played from our rehearsal room, we played from the bathroom, thankfully that didn't catch on.
I probably played guitar in my room, not for anyone, in front of anyone, nobody heard, for probably about 10 years.
And then one Friday night we played from the kitchen. It's the main place people want to be. It's where the food is, it's where the drink is, it's where the best lighting is. You can go to any party and I guarantee you, the kitchen is going to be popping.
Our ultimate goal, I think, would be to crash kitchens every Friday all around the world.
Are you a movie nerd? Do you collect VHS, DVDs, CDs, records, and so much more? Are you looking for clothing from 1940s to 2000s? Do you need cosplay or themed outfits? Come to Ducky's Vintage. We have it all for all budgets, located at the Oviedo Mall right off of the 417. Ducky's Vintage for those born in the wrong decade.
Hi everybody, welcome to the show, The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. And we're all here together.
That's a nice way to put it, Jason. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. My name is Christian Bazo. I'm here with the lovely gadget with the Who Knew News, Mark Muncy from Erie, Florida, David from...
Crossing the Themes.
Oh, there you go. I was about to say, I almost said cross the streams. I was like, oh, the streams. And the Reverend Abagon from Spill the Geek Tea over on the YouTube channel. I want to thank you all for joining us tonight, even though tonight has been a really weird start. Again, tonight, if you haven't put it in the chats already, Doctor, who should be the next master? This is where you're sitting down at the table with whoever the showrunner is. Because I don't know if we're going to have one for the next season, but whoever the showrunner is, whoever the distributor is, you're sitting down at the table. Yep. And you get to tell them, you get the one wish of whoever the master is going to be next. And this is your chance. There is a rumor going around the master's coming back. There's always a rumor that the master's coming back. So we're just following up on that.
Be, but we don't know.
Exactly. So we're just following up on that to see what your take would be, because this would love it. On the March Madness month of the Master, as David puts it, or how he says it. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get started. And we're going to start with Mr. Muncy, just in case he's got to leave early. No problem.
Just in case, yeah. Sorry, gang. Yeah, it's I'm the Master is one of my favorite characters because it's when I first started Doctor Who back in the day. Watching some of those Anthony Ainsley episodes was the first time the Doctor had met his match, right? Because in America, we didn't get the first three Doctors for a while. We were on PBS watching Tom Baker reruns for decades. And and we started watching, and we would be like, oh, who's this guy? And so we needed somebody who's got that gravitas of being a bad guy, but who can be the equal of Tom Baker or whatever, or whoever. You need somebody who could be the Doctor's equal. And so when I was thinking about it, I started thinking back on who were some of my favorite actors to play villains, but also that kind of charming villain, right? You need that somebody who can pull off the I can be weird and I can do this. And I think they brought a little bit of that back with John Sims' Master, where he started doing the cosplay and doing all that, where he started because that was stuff that John Delgado had done with the costumes and the crazy personalities and all that. And I'm like, there's one guy besides Alan Tudyk that could do this, and who was really good at being the bad guy. And I immediately thought of Sam Rockwell.
Sorry.
He can pull that off.
Did I give one?
Pull that off.
Now, I just want to let people know, when I was pulling up the pictures of the actors, I actually added the actor's name and the word villain. So I wanted to see what the consensus of the picture that would be coming up. And I thought Charlie's Angels would have been his take on that. But
that's just it. This guy's done a lot of villain roles, but he's also done good guy roles and stuff like that. I actually love him in the movie that nobody saw, Gentlemen Broncos. If anybody saw that, that's a great movie about a young writer who gets his work plagiarized by his teacher. That hit close to home, me as an author. and I'm like, wait a minute, that I had a teacher steal some of my stories, so I understood that. But he plays a character called Brutus, who is the movie within the movie, right? The science fiction character. And he plays a slightly effeminate, slightly goofy, and it's amazing. It's probably one of those. It's from the same director who did Napoleon Dynamite, so it's got that quirky sense of humor. 2009 came and went without a blip, but of course he was great in Galaxy Quest. He's great in a lot of movies. I liked him in the Iron Man 2 as the Hammer, Justin Hammer of the Hammer things. So he can do that comedy and menace at the same time, and I think he's about the right age now to really pull off a proper Master. I keep thinking sometimes we go too young with the Master, or, they always try new things with him. I think he would be perfect. Bring it back.
David, what do you think? How do you think Sam would pull it off?
I think that'd be a absolutely great casting. I mean, Sam Rockwell is just one of those guys who only really started to get the recognition he deserved a little bit later on in his career. I mean, we all know about, of course, his early cameo in TMNT, and which, I mean, once you know it's him, it's a highlight of the film for you, because it's kind of like Viggo Mortensen kicking the helmet. You kind of want to turn and like, that's Sam Rockwell every single time you watch it.
Yep.
But I mean, I can't say I am a fan of everything he's ever done, because he was in the Poltergeist remake.
Yeah.
He's done some
that was terrible. You mentioned that, and that was like,
he brings out the best in those terrible things. But
absolutely.
Well, you mentioned that, and I was just like, there are certain actors who I cannot see going into being a bad guy. I can't see him being a good guy. He tried.
Was he in Galaxy Quest?
What?
Yeah, he was in Galaxy Quest.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he was Guy Fleegman, the guy.
He didn't have a last name. I don't have a last name.
The red shirt.
Security off.
But then, but the other thing that I loved him in was, oh gosh, now I'm blanking on it. He's done a lot of voice acting work. And so he's
the bad guys.
Too. Yeah, usually bad guys, sadly.
No, I think that's the name of the voice one he did.
Moon. If you haven't watched that,
I still need to see that one. I've heard good things.
The whole gamut of emotions. He's basically a guy trapped on the moon, and it's alone, and it's epic. So
Yeah, he was in If. He was in the animated If, animated The Bad Guys Troll movie, and See How They Run. Argyle. That one was good.
Argyle was kind of hit or miss. Yeah, but he was a star. He was a standout of it. So
Jojo Rabbit.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jojo Rabbit. He is insanely awesome in Jojo Rabbit.
He's fantastic in that one. Yeah.
Yep. And that's what the thing. You need a master who can eat the scenery like Eric Roberts did in the and this guy is the only other one who can pull it off like that. So
looks like he was also in a What If series as well.
Yeah, he played Justin Hammer in the What If. Yeah, he did voiceover work for that. So he fleshed out the character he'd done in Iron Man 2 that was kind of wasted because they didn't have writers for Iron Man 2. It was in the middle of the writer's strike. So
that's what happened. Because I mean, they were obviously setting him up to be in more.
Yeah,
they didn't take him out.
He did a cameo. They did one of those shorts on the Blu-rays. They did the one with Ben Kingsley as Mandarin, which he's now turned back up because of it. There was a bit at the end of that. The post credits of that was him as Sam Rockwell in the same prison. He's like,
oh yeah,
he's just an actor. I had robots. I had an army of robots.
Let me bring this up. What believe it or not, this was going to be my original answer, and I've changed it recently. But I did mention that Eric Roberts should make a comeback, but he's always referred to as the 8th Doctor's Master. And I said, what's stopping him from being the 15th Doctor's Master and just carrying on over and becoming part of that new series? Now, he is the 8th Doctor's Master as far as Big Finish in the TV movie. But who's not to say he could take on Ncuti Gatwa, or however he wants to pronounce it.
Well, his Big Finish, he's taken on a few of the newer Doctors.
Yeah, and I've been listening to on YouTube. I'm going to try to download it. I think it's just called Masters, and it's all of them.
Yeah.
Every single one of them. Missy, Eric, Alec McQueen, if you're not familiar. And just in case, I just want to throw his name in, but Alec McQueen plays... I'd be calling him the Big Finish Master, which he kind of is.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, in the Master story, he takes on actually a bigger role to explain why the Master's the way he is. So, and it's just really fun out there. There was also somebody who said Shasho Dobwan, who needs to come back.
He's in Big Finish now.
He just did the Big Finish one, and it was epic.
Now, when I first wrote out the message on Facebook, I said, "Who should be the master?" I think that's what the title is. Hang on a second. Let me get the specific title. Yeah, who should be the master? Everybody unanimously. Everybody said Missy should come back. Everybody. There was just like 20 people, and they said Missy. I was just like, wait, no. Who's going to be
Michelle
the new master?
Gomez was a national treasure, or international treasure. Yes,
right.
Mm-hmm.
And I know people had a little bit on the gender swap, but I think her talent just really exploded out there, and it was worthwhile. She was awesome.
Oh, yeah. Especially when she pushed Clara off the edge.
Yeah.
Look! Boop.
Oh yeah, 10 feet or something. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had those quirks. She had those little funny ways about her, and it was just I love how she was just written. But yeah, she would be Alex. Why not? Even Alex would probably be something interesting just to throw in there.
Mm-hmm.
One of my thoughts was bringing back one of the old Doctors. Bring back Colin Baker or Sylvester McCoy or something like that. Would have been
Sylvester as the master. Oh God.
Yeah.
Well, without further ado, since you say that, David, you're up next.
Thank you. We were getting dangerously close. Because my pick, and I think this could actually work, David Tennant. I want David Tennant to the Doctor who the face so nice the Doctor wore it twice or thrice, depending on how you count. He loves the franchise. He married into the franchise. He's always game for it, and he is absolutely chilling when he plays malevolent characters.
Oh yeah.
Also, I mean, there's this photo is a really good example of sort of what Davies was playing with the first time around was, of course, the dark heart of the Doctor, and like he needs someone to keep him on the side of good or to hold him back, even when he's doing good, as in the Waters of Mars at the end there. He can go just completely out in left field and really risk screwing things up, because all this that sort of darkness inside him. So you can have the Master show up wearing his face. At 12, Peter Capaldi established that at least on a subconscious level, they can choose what their next regeneration is going to be. And so I think the Master taking the face that's appeared twice, that is so integral to
3 times.
New Who. 3, yeah. Like that's
Thrice.
4.
3 times
Yeah.
David.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And possibly a 4th time if we're going to believe everybody on that one.
Well, you also have the clone. You got to remember the clone.
Right. That's the 3rd. He's been
That's
10,
the 3rd.
10,
Right.
14,
So he
the
had
clone.
1,
and-
2. Wait,
He
1.
regenerated into his own self again. So that's 2
2.
Doctors right there.
2.
Yep.
As Matt said so.
Well, I think that would be a cool concept if he regenerated into David and he started pretending to be the Doctor. I think they've done this in Big Finish, where he pretends to be the Doctor but tries to ruin his reputation instead.
Yeah.
Exactly. He comes, he shows up and is and pretends to be the Doctor with the Doctor, but the mind doesn't wipe when it should, when they're no longer in contact, and that's your signal that okay, this isn't a timeline thing. This dude's just wrong.
Well, I'm glad you said mentioned this, Mark. I think they mentioned Played Master, but I think it should come out as a Valyard, and that's still an unexploded bomb that's in the series. I've just nobody seems to know how to handle, and we've seen it quite a few times with Jodie and that counterpart that she had at the end of her run, and why not David? It's just I really, who else was mentioned to come back? I might as well just put him up over here. Everybody's return favorite, and sorry, I'm trying to do this in order again. Everybody wants Matt as the Master. These two are just like it.
Yeah.
I don't even know why Capaldi wouldn't be a good one, but
he'd be great.
I started off. Yeah, go ahead, Gadget.
Well, no, I was thinking Capaldi you wouldn't believe him as the Master. Because he went a little off in the series to begin with. Yeah.
And like that's the thing. I started off because Capaldi is my favorite. I started off with him, but he felt a little obvious for me. And also, like he has that whole first season where he comes, he's sort of coping with the weight of the role, and then I'm just an idiot with a box. And that's where he comes out, and it could still work. But then it occurred to me, you've got David Tennant, who obviously still loves the series, so he'd be willing to do it most likely, and also he's been there twice. So if there's something important about that face to the Doctor that could be tainted irrevocably by the Master.
This is why I'm having a hard time with the new Disney Plus series, and especially until Jodie's end run, is that the Doctor I've always been impressed by is, the term that I use is space god. And he's always going around and he's happy. He's trying to enjoy his lust for life, and he's trying to enjoy the universe as it is, and he tries to right the wrongs, but there are those moments when you've crossed that line, he's going to let you know. Then you're going to see the vengeance of the Time Lord, like the Family of Blood saw.
So he's a Scorpio.
It's the classic, it's the Gandalf trope. It's the wise the Obi-Wan Kenobi, just we're good till you piss us off, and then you're done. So
well, I mean, one of my favorite quotes from all of media, not just Doctor Who, but from all media, is "Good men don't need rules. Today is not the day to find out why I have so many."
Yeah.
Yep.
Just basically telling you.
That needs to be on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
You saw him explode in the Beast Below.
Mm-hmm.
He just took it off on 10 and
good man goes to war theme.
Yeah.
And all that.
Yes, exactly.
Or the be kind.
Beware the anger of a quiet man.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mine was the kind speech, like push the button, like ready and everything, because he said it there without yelling at them, but made them think like, okay, we pissed him off enough. We're not going to push the button. And Kate just closed the box. Yeah.
All righty. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring Tom on. Tom, who was your pick? Who was your pick and why?
I chose my favorite person, Craig Ferguson. We all know him from the Late Show. Sorry.
No. I was going to say, don't remember, I did a name search and used the word villain, and I took one of the first pictures that popped up. So
I think there we go. That is a good one.
Yep.
Thanks, Google.
I was expecting a Drew Carey show.
I never saw that one.
Drew Carey show, Late Show, Red Dwarf. He was.
But he was still comedic.
True.
He was still, even though he was the bad guy, he was still, the comedic. But to see him go dark, I don't think I've ever seen him go dark.
His best friend is Peter Capaldi when they were in the band together. Craig played the drums, and he always said on the show he could have been. He said he always had the TARDIS on his desk. He had the TARDIS in a few of the scenes when he was in Scotland. So, but there was a time constraints or something like that. He always had something to say about it. So it was sad, but it could have been. I don't remember. He had everyone else on the show from Doctor Who. I'm quite sure he had Peter on as well. As Peter,
he was one of the first
says,
talk show hosts in America to actually bring them on, because in our world over here, Doctor Who didn't exist.
Exactly. Then his replacement was from on Doctor Who, but no one watched him. I'm sorry.
He was great. TARDIS on the desk, or however he's mentioned. Yeah.
I've got a TARDIS.
So, everybody, anybody want to take your take on what you think about?
I like that. I've never seen that picture. That's pretty good.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
No, obviously he's always stayed light, but or mostly stayed light in what he's done. But like, the man has depth. The man has tremendous depth. He's always been fantastic in everything.
I'm sure he could be.
Yeah,
that would be wild just to watch him to see if he would go dark on that.
He could do it, and again, he could do that theatrical master, the Eric Roberts in the robe type entrance.
He has to do everything.
He would eat that up with a spoon.
He would have to do everything in a Sean Connery accent.
I'm dressed to impress.
It could be only one.
I'm here to take over the universe now.
Where's that old man with the gray hair? I want to see him.
So, Gadget, you are up, and tell us about your pick, which is kind of
do you want my first one or my backup one?
We're gonna go over the backups, because what I've done is I've taken everybody who's put entries into Facebook and I've mixed it up with everybody who gave me a backup one. But this one, I was like,
I picked her because I've watched some of her stuff. She's fairly new in the Asian market, like of dramas and everything, especially like period piece dramas and everything. Mm-hmm. Her beauty is what throws people off, because you don't realize that she has a bite after it, and very like she can show a jealous streak, because could she be jealous of the doctor's like happiness and that he can solve things like her, and she's jealous of that, if she was to match up with him and everything. Because the way she'll come at you like a venomous snake and everything, or like a rose with a thorn. Like, it looks so pretty. It looks like it's not dangerous, but then you piss it off and it's, and everything. But she's a really good actress. Like some of her stuff, she's done really nice things and stuff. But when I was watching her in The Princess Wayon and some others, damn, I was like, that's not the same person I saw in another one of hers and everything. So she's very versatile.
So how do you pronounce her name? Because
I'm trying to remember if I said it right, because it is Chinese and everything. It's Li Jin, but she goes by another name, Li Hin's AI, or she had a Americanized name, but I can't find the Americanized name. But she is still acting right now. She's been in a bunch. She's been in The Rooftop as one of her movies. The Change and Ghost Stories, that was creepy as hell and everything. And I couldn't finish watching it, but she, like the depth she had, and she was in Forever Young. But like I said, all the period pieces she does, she's always basically like her beauty, and then she attacks like a snake, or she's like the jealousy. She will find like you would never see her coming. It's almost like Missy, but like, you know what I mean? Like the beauty could fool, you know, you'd never think she'd be in the corner and like the doctor would be like, oh, she's fine. She could be a companion. She could be whatever. And next thing you know, she'll strike.
Okay. Because I actually typed her name out, typed in villain, and
that picture?
There was no evil pictures of there. This was probably the closest thing I could come to.
I think that's one of the characters in that she does, because it's basically like it's based on the novel that she's in. The Concubine's Daughter is Poisoned by Quinn Jean, and that novel is like really good and stuff. So that's what I'm saying. For her to take on the role of like the magistrate's daughter, and she's jealous of the prince, like, you know what I mean? It's like really like you got to watch some of her stuff. Like she's very versatile.
Is that how you pronounce her name?
Zhang Zi. That's a different. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's Chinese. I think that Google was trying to give me a better.
She was in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. She's another.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And she's not that much. She's only 34 years old, and that's crazy. It's like to do that versatile, like to be like that, you know.
I just like the fact, and I'm not a big fan of the representation as much, but hey, RTD, the last time an Asian took to the TARDIS was 1996. Okay, that's what I'm saying. One episode, and they killed him, and then brought him back, and then he left. So I'm just like, I'm just saying, you know, I'm not pushing.
Imagine you'd never think like they would go. Think about it, they would go to Shanghai, you know, in the past, and then wait, here she is, and they're like, wait a minute, and everything, and then it turns out to be the master that was stuck in that time, you know, because of the TARDIS that they have, the one they have and everything. Because does he still have his TARDIS? Because I lost track after Jodie's and everything.
He's got
something. Yeah,
it was hit with a mallet or something. I can't tell anymore.
He has it if they want him to have it.
Exactly,
that's how that works.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like because he turned like the master turns up in the stupidest little spots in the episodes and everything.
Well,
like you never know what's coming.
Is the universe blown up or not? I rest my case.
You mean the Acropolis one, or the episode where the fourth Doctor went to that planet and they had to keep typing everything to make sure that the universe doesn't melt? Yeah, that's what you're talking about.
Well, God, what was that series called? Jeez.
Was it Legopolis?
No. Jodie's last season series.
Oh, Jodie Flux.
The Flux series. Yeah. Is the universe blown up or not? How many planets are left? I'm just like, what happened to all that?
I just remember in the 1540s there was a plague called the Bloody Flux, and you don't want any part of that.
Nice. All righty. Well, everybody, and please put your nominees into the chat. We're just gonna go over real fast. I don't want to say real fast, but I want to go over.
Would it be odd if the Valeyard is the master and the master is the Valeyard?
The Valeyard's the last incarnation of the master. He turned evil. We'll see. Last incarnation of the Doctor.
Second to last of the Doctor. Yeah.
Well, it's supposed to be
So the Doctor is the master is the Doctor.
No, it's the Valeyard.
your final incarnation, and depending upon which Timeless Children episode you want to believe, They leave that really open to interpretation. So let's go ahead and run through the chats out here. Timescales. Watch the next master be Russell Tovey.
Ooh,
guys, your thoughts?
I was thinking Alan Cummings when I first saw the cartoon thing, because I thought maybe the cartoon coming out, and then all of a sudden, guess what? I'm the master. Like that.
We all thought when Anthony Stewart Head was coming on, everybody was like, "Oh, he'll be the perfect master back then, right after Bucky."
He should. There's still potential for that.
He can still do it. He's great on Ted Lasso.
The fact that they actually gave us a live action Derek Jacobi master just pleases me to no end.
Yes. He was only the master for literally like 30 seconds before they killed him off. But
at least it looped in. Maybe we can pretend Richard E. Grant was really the Doctor.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
He's 9.3.
Derek Jacobi is the
What about Peter Cushing? Was there a master for him?
It was, if they actually did a third film, which is still speculation, that back in the day it would have been Christopher Lee, because they were always together.
Theoretically, that would make sense.
There were talks. That was as far as they got.
I thought it was Vincent Price. Oh no! That's Scratchman. That's Scratchman. No,
Scratchman was supposed to be Vincent Price, but whatever. Yeah.
All right, Rod. She says, "Mine would be Mrs. Flood." By the way, she keeps describing the 15th impending doom while facing the pantheon deities whenever she breaks the fourth wall. Okay, got it.
Theory.
Jim, shut up. Everybody's got to be a comedian out here. There you go, Jim. Timescales. The next master will 100% not be Sacha, as proven by the fact that Big Finish is allowed to use him for now. Okay.
Right.
Now, Big Finish, they've allowed actors to go on Big Finish that they've brought back to the show. So that doesn't 100% mean he won't be on it, but
99.9.
Yeah. Pretty far though. Yeah.
Actually, David, your profile picture would be the best master of them all.
What if it's Jenny? What if they make Jenny the master?
I think that would they could do it, but they better really have a good story for it. That would be.
Because she was looking for them. Remember, she's still out there looking for them.
They just need to bring her back. She's been fun in Big Finish, but they need to bring her back to the show.
Right.
Yeah. I meant they got to bring out back all the Time Lords. So the Ronnie.
Yeah.
Copyright.
I like Drax. Why bring Drax back? He comedic relief. He was awesome. I already posted, but in case it doesn't pop up, I think it should be Ruby's dad. That's the only way the maestro said about her makes any sense.
Because there's a theory, because why is she, you know what I mean? Have you heard the theory going around about that, right? The father? Oh, because the mother's normal, but she can still do snow and everything, but they really haven't talked about her dad and everything. Is he something, or is he something else, or they don't know what he is? Because remember, she was 15 when she had Ruby. So we don't know what he was at the time and everything. And there's rumors going around that he's either the master, or he's the one that gave her the snow powers, or whatever. Like, they're trying to figure out everything. There's so many rumors going around that I've been typing, like trying to figure out, but the most comes up is master or one of the gods.
Since it's Disney, the dad could be Kurt Russell as Ego again.
Well, apparently anything can happen if it's Disney. It's like Emperor Palpatine having a granddaughter. Like,
there you go.
Somebody banged Palpatine? Really?
Ruby's
just like Anakin, the Force created it. Just like Anakin, the Force created it, and he adopted it.
Somehow the master returned.
Because you remember when they grabbed the ring and everything at the one when the other one burned, and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden now this guy was back. So what's going on? You know what I mean?
Here's a good question for everybody. Do you think the Brit should be British or American? I don't think it should matter, especially when Eric Roberts took the role. Then he kind of broke them. Then he took the mold and broke it just a little bit there. But now, granted, he was an absorbed master, for a better term. He took the body of Bruce. But yeah.
Good night, Bruce.
Good night, Bruce. I don't know about. I like the.
Yeah, but I mean,
only if he either does his role from my cousin Vinny, or
Yeah.
Best movie.
He did an album as a character called Joey Vincent LaGuardia.
Gambini.
And he sings some of the foulest lounge songs ever.
Mhm.
And if he
I
did
own
Joey
it.
Vincent LaGuardia as the master, yes, I'd be all there.
Vincent LaGuardia Gambini
Yes,
is
Vincent
the
LaGuardia Gambini.
and
Thank
that's the
you.
character from My Cousin Vinny, which he just for some reason he put out the album as that.
That's that. It's amazing.
I'd sing some for you, but you can't get 3 words without a cuss word. So.
Yeah, we would totally lose. We would totally
a cussing master. That'll be interesting with BBC, a cussing and Disney.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
I just see Shooty strapped down to a gurney or something like that, and Joe Pesci walks up and goes, "You think I'm funny? You think I'm funny? What about me is funny?" Sounds great. Mark says, "I'm going to say Orlando Bloom or Kit Harington." I might put Harington up for the run for that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I could see
Mr. Johnny Snow. Timescales. This is an interesting one. Michael Douglas would rock the role as the Master. Wow.
Yeah.
Up there,
Yeah.
I could see that.
I think he says he's retired from acting, but we'll bring him back for this.
I think his wife had something to do with it. Anyway, so yes, as the okay. Yeah, let's do an earlier conversation. Edward says they should have a more serious Delgado style master or show Missy survived and still trying to redeem herself.
I can't say Delgado was 100% serious because he wore some of those goofy costumes and played some of the parts. So,
well, he overdid it, and that was the fun part about Delgado. Yeah. He kind of knew the stream where he would take it somewhat seriously, and then when he was having fun with the Doctor. In my opinion on that one. I have a question for anybody who wants to answer this one, including on the chats. In light of we now have CGI, do you think we should have CGI masters of Ainley, Delgado, and everybody who's passed before? Or do you think we should?
I would be okay if they did like a regeneration.
Or should they be recasted and somebody who looks like Anthony Ainley, like we've done with the first Doctor?
I could see that.
Just as a performer, as all my entire being, that is the way to go with it. Always, I think. I don't like the CGI thing. Ian Holm CGI in the latest Alien was particularly awful, and I saw the apparently good version of it after it had been fixed, and it was like, why?
That was like Peter Cushing in Rogue One.
Oh God, no!
Like yes, even if it weren't awful in general, it's just disrespectful. Like
what would the families think?
Yeah, exactly. But every actor who is big enough to be somebody that you want to CGI was once a small struggling actor who could have used a job like that kind of stepping into one of those roles.
Right.
Well, I meant somebody. Here's the thing. I mean, they could still step into the role. There was I forgot the actor's name. He was in Shawshank Redemption, but he actually was the stand-in for Harold Ramis.
Oh yes,
Afterlife. So would that be acceptable?
See, oh God, how am I blanking on his name? Because I love the actor. It was the warden in Shawshank.
Actor.
That one I accepted because one way or another, if they wanted him in it, it was going to be. It wasn't for the sake of the franchise. It was to honor the actor.
Yeah.
And I'm still convinced. People tell me that it's not, but the fact is that character was supposed to be Venkman.
Yeah.
That's because originally he said he wouldn't do it unless he was a ghost. Then Harold died and they had to adjust it for that. But also Egon Spengler Can Burn in Hell is not a reference to the first one. Peter Venkman is a reference to the first one.
All right.
Makes no sense.
Gunton.
Anyway.
Bob Gunton.
Thank you. I can't believe. Yeah, he played Sweeney Todd on Broadway after Len Carew. He's brilliant in everything he does. and the fact that I know I could have worked on that movie if I'd gone the other way at one point in my life. That's one of the reasons I regret it so much, because I could have met him.
Yeah, no. Speaking of that, Shawshank, Clancy Brown as the he was going to be my backup for the Master.
Good choice.
He's the voice, man, but he's also, that would give us a Buckaroo Banzai reference.
Yep.
He was Lex Luthor in the animated DC series. He's got it all, so it would be he would have been great too. He was my backup.
I'm just tired of watching him die. That's my problem with him. I want him to survive something.
He's
Mr. Krabs.
Bean syndrome, definitely.
He's Mr. Krabs, and he did survive. I believe he almost dies, but I think he survived Blue Steel.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, let me throw in some chats over here, because everybody was actually talking about. All joking aside, they think Russell Tovey time scales out there.
He's a fantastic actor, and he was Alonzo, so they could bring him back as a fake out where it's Alonzo back, and then.
Surprise!
I'm only saying this, Raj, and I'm no offense to the actress. She is just overused, and with respect, she's not the only Asian actress in Hollywood, and they use her like crazy. Michelle Yeoh would be also a very aggressive mistress. I think she would be fine. I just think, there's a ton of them.
Yeah, they gave her a bad piece in Section 31 or whatever the hell that was.
I saw the trailer and I'm like, I'm done. I'm not even watching.
She was the only reason to watch it, and that's not enough. So yeah.
I have not bothered yet, and I'm a massive Trek fan.
I'm a huge Trek fan. I was a Section 31 fan. Please give me my 2 hours back.
I would consider myself an above average Trek fan, David, and I have not watched anything Kurtzman's put out.
Yeah, I have, but I could absolutely sympathize with that.
Yeah. I'm just like, when Kurtzman leaves, I will come right back. I will run through the transporter, and I'm beaming right back.
Yeah.
What we got? Timescales. Katie Manning as Iris Wildtime as the Master.
Hey.
Okay.
We could go with that.
Okay.
I do not recognize that. I have to look it up now. Sorry.
Iris Wildtime is she was one New Adventures character. And then when they did the audio versions, they brought Katie Manning on as her because they hadn't brought Joe back or anything like that. And so they made her this. She's basically a Time Lord that rides around on a double-decker bus.
Gotcha.
Timescales.
Pretty funny.
Nope, no CGI. And Nico Bat says, I'm thinking recasting is better than CGI. That way the original actor is respected.
Yes.
Compromise deep fake with an actor.
Nope.
Okay. Recasting them would be better than they did with the first and the second Doctor in the Adventures of Space and Time.
Yep.
Go.
What was the bad one where they had the 3D Doctor Who and the heads were all over and everything?
Oh, Dimensions in Time.
Yeah, that. No, never do something like that either. Do not do something like that. That's horrible.
In their defense, it was supposed to be for kids. It was a children in needs thing, as a red nose thing, and they were trying to raise money. But
be a skit
whether people want to make Dimensions in Time a part of it, of the WHOniverse, that's probably another story. I don't want to get.
And speaking of one of my honorable mentions, I didn't put it on the list because I disqualified anybody who'd ever actually played the Doctor, not the Doctor, the Master already. Jonathan Pryce, Curse of the Fatal Death. He's funny as heck, but Jonathan Pryce is also brilliant, and he could have been a great, legitimate Master.
Yeah.
Christian, should I tell them my backup later?
Actually, all the back. Well, I've got everybody's backup, so I mixed it up. So we'll get through them.
But Mark, what were you going to say?
No, Jonathan Pryce had his Dalek bumps in the Curse of Fatal Death, and they were very firm. Yes.
And so on.
But I like him as the Sparrow in the leader of the Sparrows in Game of Thrones recently. He was great in that. So
I forgot all about that. Yeah. Yes.
But go back to him. It's Something Wicked This Way Comes. That was his.
Yes.
He was the best in that.
He was fantastic in that.
Oh, bring back Tom Baker as the master. Ooh.
Wasn't there talk about somebody interviewed Tom and he said he would come back as the master?
He said that was after he did the
caretaker.
Caretaker. Yeah, he was thinking
But
about that.
you see, he lost a lot of weight, and that's what worries me as well. Yeah,
he's still there, so we're good with him. Keep doing what we did. Prime Blessed.
Yes.
Bring him back. Wait a minute. He was supposed to be in the Viking episode and he didn't show up.
I'm still mad. He was supposed to be Odin in the Marvel movies, but because they wanted a bankable name, they recast him and gave us Anthony Hopkins. Fine, but Brian Blessed should have been Odin. Come on.
Would have been interesting.
He could still be in the movie if they. Well, I don't know. I think
he swears he can remember being in the womb.
Yeah,
I've read his autobiography.
I have an eidetic memory. Some people with eidetic memories can do that.
The Georgia Bigfoot conference that I'll be at this weekend, Brian Blessed is one of those who believes in the Yeti, and because he's seen so many strange things as he's climbed Mount Everest unaided in his 70s.
And the fact that like his last attempt, he had to turn back. He couldn't summit. It was his last. Basically, he acknowledged it was his last chance.
85, I think.
Yeah.
And he had to turn back to save somebody else who was in distress.
Right.
And I mean, no better reason to do it. And bless him for doing it. But it breaks my heart that he never summited Everest.
Yep. If you ever get a chance, pick up his autobiography.
It is fantastic.
It's amazing. And the audio version's even better.
That's yes.
Really, Raj? We're going to take that.
See, and then he's already got enough things with being a vampire.
Then, Adam Sandler shows up with the master, and then we have to cut away to Rob Schneider as like a Dalek with like just a toilet plunger and a really bad accent.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Essentially,
or blah 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 blah. That's all we know.
Blah, blah, blah. Rob Schneider is a toilet cleaner and a cook.
I am all about
a whisk and a plunger at the same time.
Adam Sandler should be Davros. So there you go.
That okay.
I can actually
keeps running into the wall.
He just keeps bouncing everywhere.
I'm waiting for like Sesame Street has Doctor Who, everybody else, but Saturday Night Live really hasn't done Doctor Who, have they?
I haven't watched in 30 years.
No.
Now Sandra yes. Sandra yes, I agree that she could do instead of Michelle Yeoh.
Saturday Night Live did a spoof. I caught it by chance. It wasn't a spoof though, and I meant if you really want to talk about completely non-related, whatever. The skit was, if I remember correctly, it was like a geek hotline, like back in the 90s when it was.
It was like a sex line for
sex line, but it was geek. So it was like Harry Potter talking or something of that nature. Anyway, the person who was hosting the commercial at that point was Paris Hilton. Yep. And she actually puts on the scarf and the hat. And we knew right away, everybody was like, she has no idea what she's doing up there. She has no idea what she's putting on. But yeah, Sandra, I could see. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, she's great. I like her on Invincible as Mark's mom. So she's good in that. But she's done a wide variety of parts, so she could do it.
There you go. All right, let's move. We got the chats. Let's move to some honorable mentions from Facebook and our team out here, and everybody shout out what you think. Let me go ahead and I'm going to cover because you gave me a few, David. I'm going to go ahead and get a few out there. One of which honorable mentions are you mentioned Ben Kingsley, so he shows up.
Yay, Ben Kingsley! Yes, this I believe is from the Gary Shandling movie with John Goodman. Whatever, doesn't really matter. He is. I went with Ben Kingsley though, imagining his characterization in Sexy Beast. So he's low class, but desperately wants to be thought of as not lower class thug type of villain, and he has an obsession with the hero, who and that he's kind of it's kind of his best friend, but he hates him he hates the hero for not loving him enough, kind of thing, and for thinking that he's better than him and all that. It just spoke to me. And you can also, of course, have tons of humor in it, just because, like, that's, I mean, he also did the Mandarin low class kind of, I don't remember what accent the Mandarin is. Is that Liverpudlian? But yeah.
So good.
No, Manchester. It's Manchester.
I mean, going all the way back to Gandhi. I mean, like he is a very versatile actor. He can do comedy. I remember Sherlock Holmes, him and Michael Caine.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Without a clue.
Without a clue. Yeah. It was just pure fun, but it proved he could pull off comedy.
Yes.
He can be a very good straight man to what's bizarrely going on around him. But yeah,
don't worry, they know you're a moron. Oh, thank heavens.
Stephen Fry, of course, we talked about him earlier.
He was my third choice. I was sort of vacillating between Hugh Laurie and Stephen Fry, and like Stephen Fry, yes, he mostly plays lovable goofs, even when he's a villain. But he also has that absolute terror, that ability to inflict absolute terror when he decides to go dark. Yeah. Other than that, that was just purely because I have a massive crush on Stephen Fry. The man is just a genius and a polymath.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
And he's a huge fan of Doctor Who.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. I mean, he wrote an episode that never got produced.
Yep.
Which is still a crime. That's all I'm saying.
Shame.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it would be wonderful to see him involved.
Him and Mark Gatiss apparently collaborated on some fanfic Doctor Who at some point, and I'm like, publish that, somebody.
Gadget, I loved your backup, and the only thing I could say on your backup was, oh my.
Yes, I was just thinking of him earlier.
Yes, because think about it. The doctor meets up with him. Would you like a cup of tea? Would you like? He's too calm. You know, it's like, and then he springs it. You know, it's like, well, we're gonna do this, and then you get the trapdoor underneath, or you get whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then he goes and sinks his teeth into the doctor.
it's the same thing with Patty and I love Genesis of the Daleks, because one of the scenes is Davros and the Doctor geeking out. They're not threatening each other. They're not. They're not holding swords or guns or anything. They're just geeking out.
I would have seen
knowledge.
David Tennant and him sitting having a cup of tea. Now you're trying to do this, and you're trying to do this, and you're trying to do this,
right?
And then well, you wanted this one, and you wanted that one, but fighting like a married couple.
Mm-hmm.
There was a video game series, Command and Conquer, many years ago, and they had one of the first ones to bring in full motion video, and they did a series, Red Alert, and it was the Russians were your main enemies, of course, and they were Tim Curry doing, just eating it up as the Russian general, but then the Japanese show up, and it was George Takei as the new emperor of Japan, and man, was he evil incarnate, but he was just chewing up. Knew it was a cheap, low-budget video game, and he was just having fun with it.
Yeah,
like he would be the one you'd never see coming.
Yep.
Is it me, or is Tim Curry like, when it comes to him, he's versatile. He plays the same person, the same character, English, British, Russian. They're all the same.
Yeah.
But somehow he gets away with it because he's Tim Curry.
Tim Curry.
Yeah.
It's just like it just works out there.
To a certain extent, but I mean, Pennywise the Dancing Clown is...
Don't. I had to sit through it and with Jonathan Brandis and all of them and everything, and I'm just like, nope.
I love that.
For a while. Couldn't go near them for a while.
He just goes walking up to David Tennant and goes, "Oh my!" Yeah, pulls the lever and he falls down or something. So,
yep.
George Takei. Or Takei. I'm
sorry.
Yeah.
on the Sci-Fi Channel.
And if you just don't remember, you just remember him being interviewed. He goes, "Just remember, okay." Yes.
Like he's so laid back. It's like you'd never see it. You'd never see it.
Well, we've always seen the Masters when you got Delgado, you got Sasha. I keep on saying it wrong. Anthony Ainley, where they've taken it and made it very camp, and even Eric Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
But wouldn't it be nice to see it toned down and see and play on his level? And not only that, but you don't really know what's going on.
Imagine if Aldi and the Takai were together. That would be interesting too. The personalities.
Yeah, it would be in fun. So let's go to the Facebook, and then we'll go right back into the chats out there.
Mm-hmm.
This gentleman was mentioned in Facebook.
Oh yes, Jason Isaacs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
God, I love him.
Malfoy.
And I think my only problem with Jason Isaacs doing that is he's done so many villains.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't be able to pull off anything other than, yes, I'm the master. He would not be
He
able to
looks like the Ninth Doctor with the jacket.
Mm-hmm. There, I can't entirely agree, just because of Death of Stalin.
Yes, yeah.
As the general, I mean, he rubs a little of that on his Lucius Malfoy, and suddenly you've got a master who is unpredictable and hilarious.
Yeah, that intro bit of him when he first shows up as Zukov.
Yes,
he throws that cloak off. That's become a meme in its own right. So epic.
Speaking of Malfoy, this person was also honorable mentioned.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking of her, but she's always a villain in one form or another. She's like almost like Missy.
Yeah.
Often,
Nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't know. I'm saturated on her, frankly. I mean, her and Johnny Depp, just Tim Burton every single movie.
Yeah.
It kind of ruined her for me. She is a fantastic actor, but
so Monica Bellucci instead. I'm good with that.
Oh, there's a good call.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole reason they made Beetlejuice was just so Tim Burton could show Monica Bellucci as a beautiful goth woman. So
even sewed up. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and round up the Harry Potter actors. You saw this one earlier.
Yeah.
So
Harry Potter.
Anybody want Rupert Grint in there?
It's good to see he's doing a few more more evil parts now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's trying to do the Daniel Radcliffe, let's try to get rid of Harry Potter as much as we can from our life and show that we can do other things. So I think he'd be a good
him as a serial killer.
Yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't do Swiss Army Man 2. That's all. What?
Of the three leads from Harry Potter, he really got the short end of the career stick.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he did a couple of movies that I've seen that I like, but they're always about him as just this young, incompetent, goofy character that's trying to stay up with everybody else.
And that's our point about being typecast, is because
didn't what's her name shake it when she became Belle and everything?
A little bit, but at the same time,
they still cast her as like that sweetness, like
yeah.
I think.
Although I did love her in This Is the End, where she played herself, and as a
God,
badass.
that movie was just weird. That movie was just bizarre. I think they were high when they did the whole movie.
Oh yeah,
there's no way.
They were so worried when she came on the set was because they weren't sure how do we deal with her, and then of course she was having more fun than they were. So
I was totally shocked that they had that, for a better term, the R scene. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
That's she was okay with this? So
that's why I was shocked, because she writes books about other things that don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, well, this was mentioned, but I mean, it was already a given.
Yeah.
You know what? I've always wanted to see an inappropriately autistic doctor. Yes, that that is the one character that he plays. Well, that's the one character anybody asks him to play. That's what drives me nuts. Because I love him before he got big. Ever since Sherlock, every single part that they offer him is inappropriately autistic. Oh, I have no emotions, but I'm
That's
very
why you
cerebral.
notice the way he plays it is like stabbing them in the back playing it.
Yeah. And I mean, I do like him as Doctor Strange because he breaks out of it a little bit.
And
There, I have to
Doctor
admit.
Strange, he was very good as that. So
Yeah.
very much.
I wouldn't say, but he came more down to earth for a better term. And it was like,
well, they let him actually play a character instead of just walking through a part.
I thought you guys charted in the 60s. Anyway, so this is the one I couldn't. Well, we have what 77,000 Facebook subscribers, so weird things will happen.
She would be brilliant, actually. I can see that.
It's actually a great actor. So
what if she was like the regeneration of Jenny?
A dark Jenny?
A dark, like, you know what I mean? Because remember, we don't know what happened to Jenny out there except from the stories on Big Finish.
She hit the moon.
A regenerated Ronnie.
Oh,
yeah, would work.
Ronnie, yeah.
And no copyright. Get it?
Yeah.
There you go. No. Speaking of which, we're going to head and bring on some more females, but she's just overdone, just career-wise. She's just way overdone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Her husband's on Saturday Night Live, so that brings us back to Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Nothing against her. It's just like, okay, what $1 billion movie are you trying to pull out now?
Yeah, are you going to put Zendaya as the master now too?
Might as well.
Just Ghost in the Shell. Don't ever do that again. Don't ever do that again.
So, is anybody interested in my pick?
Yeah, I was waiting. Come on, man. We're at 1 hour 30 minutes.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Yay, Mark is still on.
I got like 5 more minutes in me.
Oh, okay. Then I'll make it quick. We're done. Anyway, I really pulled the stops out on this one, and it was just like I thought about it. And I mentioned earlier I was gonna like kind of bring back Eric Roberts type deal, and I was thinking, have some fun. But not only is this guy, I think he could pull it off because he has so many dimensions. Every movie that this guy has been in, he's never been the same. He literally is a chameleon. There's not one movie you can say, okay, this movie and that movie are the same character. No, you can't. It's absolutely impossible. And I could probably vouch if he's not my favorite actor of all time, he's definitely going to remain in the top 5 somewhere.
I knew it. I called it.
Oh, he's a teddy bear. That's why I can't. I'm going to cry because I hated what JK did to him.
Yeah. No.
Yes,
absolutely love him.
The speech he gives was like hitting at the right time when I had something going on, and I'm like, yeah, he's a teddy bear.
But he's never been in a movie.
Dracula, so
you see him in Dracula, you see him in The Fifth Element, you see him in Batman, you see him in The Professional. Is it The Professionalist?
Oh, what movie
Professionalist.
Oh no!
If you didn't know any better, you could never tell that he was the same person, and he plays these roles so well. And I wanted that dynamic for a future master where he could be passive and you could not define his character.
He was in Space Between Us. Okay, yeah.
He's been in a lot of things, but I mean, he's probably in my top 3, if not my top 5, if not my top 1 actor of all time, greatest actors. And I'm like, that's really a hard thing to pull, but that's what makes him so wonderful. It's just that he is never the same character in any movie. He really to another level, and I've never could relate that to any actor. Every actor you can see where they're kind of intertwined. Like, nothing against David. Everybody loves David Tennant. He's a great actor, but you'll see him in Jessica Jones and was like, oh, he's 10. And then you see him in Casanova, which is the movie I think he brought him to Doctor Who. He's still kind of 10-ish. Whereas Gary is just like, there's no definition of the man.
He's a big kid. That's the problem. He's a big kid who can use a good imagination.
So that's my boy. And I'm sticking with it.
Do you think he would make a better master though, or doctor?
You could do either one. I honestly think you could go either way.
You could play the TARDIS.
Oh, imagine River and this version of the Master getting along.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Oh, that would be, yeah.
I do have to go, gang. I apologize. Thank you so much for having me on again. Always fun to talk Master. And just remember, as the message is out to the universe, I am the Master and you will obey me. I'll be at Georgia Bigfoot this weekend, and next week, the 25th, going into the 26th, I'll be on Coast to Coast AM. For those of you who
George
are up late or are truck drivers, I'll be on international radio there, talking about my new book, Dark Side of the Smokies from Erie Travel Presents. So if you want to learn some Smoky Mountain folklore and legends and cryptids and ghosts, tune in. We'll talk it. I think I'm on the 3 a.m. Eastern to 5 a.m. Eastern shift, so it should be fun.
3 a.m. Okay.
Yeah. Pacific midnight.
Yeah, record it for me.
If Mom has an episode,
we'll see you on the other side.
See you on the other side, my friend.
The other side.
Beery Travels. Beery Travels.
Okay.
Bye.
We're going to we're getting close to wrapping it up there anyway, so we're just going to run into the final chats because I think people were just getting tired and just wanted to throw things out there. So Raj says, how about Dolph Lundgren?
I'm always up for Dolph Lundgren just because I've always been impressed with the fact the whole Master of Science thing, abandoned his PhD to date Grace Jones, and that got him into movies. Like, he's just cool.
Yeah, he's cool all around. This is going to get weird. Matthew Lillard as the Master.
Okay, zoinks.
Yes. He's the one thing I don't hate about Scream. So yes.
Because that was a nice plot twist.
He's the one thing I don't hate about Scooby-Doo. So I'm just like, so no.
No.
Well,
again,
you know what? After Batman Returns,
he was. I mean, he lived his character for most of his life, but he was a legitimately great actor. So I could have seen it. I mean, I can see anything really.
He used to do that one leg. He would do the one leg thing.
We need the beard back. You know, there's an actual. I'm gonna give him props. There's an actual Facebook page called Reichard's Beer, and it's all it is Star Trek memes. I love it. So
I think that's what it said. The minute he grew the beard, he was like more commanding, more respect and everything. Yeah. And his wife was a famous soap actress and everything and stuff.
They do a lot of parts together. But I mean,
Raj,
David Xanatos.
Raj, you're just going silly now. I can't. No, I can't. No,
no. Leave him with the cosmos from Picard and everything else. Leave him with the cosmos. He got his destiny when they took him off Generation. Yes, and everything. He's in another.
He did show up in Nemesis.
Oh yeah, he's another dimension character. You know what I mean? He's in a dimension.
No, I just see the TARDIS doors opening at random, and it's Patrick Stewart walking in. Shut up, Wesley! Walks right out of the doors.
Now, Patrick Stewart is the Doctor. That episode I would pay good money to see.
That is
exactly. Xanatos is who you're thinking of there, Nekobat, and
forgetting he was in that.
That's exactly what I thought of.
The joke is Gargoyles was all Star Trek.
Yeah, it was all Star Trek Next Generation.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I loved about it when it came on was I was a huge TNG fan. It had just gone off the air. And then all these people I loved in this amazing Shakespearean animated series.
Oh, if my sister got me the two kittens I wanted, one was going to be named Bronx and Todoroki. I was like, because the cat actually looked like Bronx. I was like, oh, God.
Unfortunately, we lost him too soon. And I do have a picture of him. I'm glad somebody mentioned him. Julian Bleach. Oh boy. Time scales. You're just throwing out names. Time scale. So we're all around there.
See, I saw that one too. I disqualified him because of Curse of the Fatal Death, but I did think about him as well. Also, he's retired. But
gotcha. Has to do it in that Batman voice. Well, Robin. Okay, so actor Julian Bain played the Doctor in his YouTube videos, and I had him as the Master. I don't know what became of him. Oh, okay. Really?
Willem Dafoe is a Gary Oldman type where, I mean, although he always has that unhinged look, he is a chameleon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you could tell that he would take the lever to 12.
Yes.
If he goes to 12, that's the scary part. And speaking of scary parts, I think people are just throwing names out there.
It's like saying Gary, not Busey, right? Gary Busey.
Oh, God. Yes.
That on every freaking acronym. Fear.
He doesn't even have to say a word. He's scary looking in its own right.
Gary Busey and Nick Nolte together as two different incarnations of the Master.
No. Nick Cage is the Doctor, and Gary Busey's the Master.
And he goes on a quest to find the lost treasure of Gallifrey.
It's a 3-hour movie, 2.5 of it for them trying to make sense of each other.
Yes.
God, why is always he got to show up? Keanu Reeves would be a very long.
That could work. It could.
The Master.
It could.
If we have a different Doctor, not the Doctor we have. Him and Nishudi, no. Mm-mm.
But again, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of his work, but I'm a huge fan of him as a human being. So
I'm trying to think. Nishudi and Gary Oldman, if they do the Master. That would be an interesting conversation.
I'm sorry, but yeah, it would be an interesting conversation, but Gary would eat the screen.
Yes.
Nothing against Shooty, but we're going up against Gary. That's like me going up against Gary Oldman. I'm just like
which Doctor would have been like, or do you save him for a different Doctor? You know what I mean?
Capaldi could have held his own.
Yeah,
just
from held his own. I would throw Tom in there, and I'd probably throw John in there. I might throw Colin, but that would be like Big Finish Colin.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
What about John Barrowman's character? The Master.
Malkovich.
Yeah. I mean, classically villainous actor most of the time. Who can play completely unhinged from the Red, what is it? Or Red Notice? No, that's the other.
Are you talking about Red? Just the movie?
Yeah, actually you're right. It's just Red 1 and 2, where he's just completely off the wall, unhinged. Yeah. But then add some of his In the Line of Fire villainy. Combine
Am I
those.
a man? Am I an onion? Am I an onion man?
I want to get the guy who spoofs him from Saturday Night Live. Make him the Master. Got it there. Oh, let's see. All right, let's see if anybody else has got it. I'm sorry, if you wrote something, I've been jumping around.
I've been trying to look at the Facebook page, but mostly everybody says mostly the same thing.
Throwing out names now. And not in his current condition. No, I wouldn't do that.
No, not in his current condition. And also, angry old white man is it's kind of played out.
But yeah. Mark, Keanu's already been from a traveling time booth. So
yep.
All righty, let's go ahead and call it a day. Thank you guys for joining us today. Let's go ahead and put everybody out there. Reverend Amagon, where can people find you?
You can find me on my personal page, Tasty Cake, or of course, Spill the Geek Tea. Tomorrow is Wednesday, so you can catch me live at 3 p.m. Eastern while I just ramble on and on. Not 4 hours long like I do on Saturday nights for some bizarre reason, but I'm here.
Gotcha. David, where can people find you, my friend?
CrossingTheThemes.wordpress.com is my blog. I update it when I feel like it and when I'm not bogged down looking for work. If you want to hire me, get in touch.
Speaking of people looking for work,
I know both of us are like, we've been asking people, please look at our resumes, please.
Yes.
You know, it's like, what the hell? You know, podcasters don't make money. All right. And everything. So it's like
whistling Dixie.
Between Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and everything, even my books, the poor pandemic killed these 2 books. You know what I mean? They came out in 2019 and stuff, you know? And I'm like, this is crazy. But you guys, like I said, can find me anywhere. I'm going to try to get out and about more now that the weather's getting better here in New York and everything. And like I said, the 2 conventions, early August and mid-August here in New York as well, and everything, Bronx and stuff. But guys, like we both said, we need work. We need something we can do at home, entertain you guys. And I mean, we're good reviewers, right, David? We're good reviewers. Yep.
I certainly am. Although I tend to curse a lot when I don't like a movie.
Damn.
That's one of the great things about my blog.
We will give
I'm
you
creative.
Well, damn.
And folks, don't forget, before you leave there, don't forget to say good night to Rose, Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. I forgot. You know what? I can do it from here. Let me see if I can do it from here.
And right, Christian, a kiss to Simon.
And I'll a kiss to Simon, but also to Rose as well. Maybe we'll just change out Rose to Simon. There we are, right there. Oh God, you can't even get the number.
I know. I was like trying to figure out if we went just hit it when I was on air.
15, so we crossed another threshold. Our Facebook page is also scheduled to hit another threshold. 78,000 Facebook followers. You guys are incredible. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for everybody from day one to everybody's come up through the conventions, or you just passed over here because you saw an episode or saw one of the shorts and just said, you know what, I'll give these guys a chance. I'll go hit the subscribe button. All 50,000 of you, thank you so much for joining us. Still don't know what we're doing next week. We plan that we will be doing reviews and watch parties for Shooty Gatwa's second series episode. And again, don't forget, we're going to be at Space Coast Comic-Con, as I think that's the only thing we got so far. Yeah, Space Coast Comic-Con, we are confirmed. There'll be 2 more conventions. We're just working out the bugs on those 2 and making sure that we are completely confirmed. But that's it. Thank you, folks, for joining us. Should we, you know, I'll do it next week, but should we switch out Simon for Rose, or Rose for Simon?
Yeah.
I should say?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Tonight will be the last night we do it for Rose. Tonight is the last night, and then we're going to do it for Simon. So everybody, don't forget to, on your way out, say goodnight to Rose. And until the next adventure.
See you guys.
I would hit it, but I can't find Rose. I found Pinky. I found Pinky all the time. All righty.
There she is.
There she is. All right, everybody say goodnight, Rose.
Good night, Rose.
Rose.
Tony, until the next adventure, Tony, take us out.